That looks like Dr. Jen's art. Doctor's art.
Oh, hi. You know what? It's good to see you because today I got something. You have to see this. It's actually real.
Ooh, what's that?
This is the cover that you designed for Revelor Press of Philip Graves's brand new Technical and Planetary Developments in Astrology, Volume 1 of Graves's History, Studies in the History of Astrology.
That looks really nice.
So I have to admit, I'm also the publisher and worked with Philip on this, and I'm so excited to see this is the first copy that's arrived. I know that he's got a copy now, and we found an error that we have to fix. But you did this, and it's actually real. How does it feel to see your own
I
design?
did. I love it. Yeah, no, I've been putting these images on Twitter and Blue Sky for a long time, so it's cool to see them put to use. When is this going to be available for purchase?
Right now,
Oh,
you can
okay.
go to bookshop.org because we're not going to deal with the Amazon, aren't we? And search for Philip Graves Technical Planetary Developments in Astrology and get it delivered really quickly and
That looks
support
great.
independent bookstores along the way.
Yeah, yesterday was Independent Bookstore Day.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I don't think I can technically be a bookstore because I'm an archive library and I'm also a publisher, but there's no like per se. But anyway, so the cool thing I love about this, so Philip has like been writing for a while and he's also put in articles in various magazines. I asked him to do this little segment for the Mountain Astrologer called Primary Sources because I think he obviously love primary sources, right? And so he will eventually have that volume come out. He's compiling all of those together and adding more. But for this one, he actually answers two really important, actually three very important questions that always come up in the online forums, which are what are the comparative designations for house topics across history? This is a huge chapter on that. So it says, from Manilius to Modernity, a study of the evolution of the meanings of astrological houses. And that chapter is like 50 pages long.
Hmm.
And it's amazing. I mean, you can basically, it's like this very thorough list. You've got Manilius, Thrasyllus, Dorotheus, Ptolemy, Valens, Antiochus, and Porphyry, Mashallah, Omar, Saul, Abu Mashar, Al-Kabi. I mean, everybody's here. It's
Mm-hmm.
like really great. And I mean, I was working with derived houses the other day trying to find the partners, coworkers, daughters problem, right? Which we actually did find, but that was cool. Um, the second question Philip answers is from Kepler to Addy, a chronology of developments in astrological aspect theory from
Ooh.
1602 to 1976. So this is how like Kepler introduces minor aspects, goes from harmonics to more geometrical calculations, and it ends with this appendix where Philip has fractionalized the minor aspects to like this most minute degree. It's actually one of the only images in the book. It's this really cool hand drawn piece of paper where he has gone through every minor aspect and gone down to like the X decimal with it. It's
Wow.
like, oh my goodness, look at that.
Oh, no kidding.
And he sent it in for publication to one of the astrological journals, and they were like, no, thank you. So here it is in its full glory, and it is handwritten and beautiful and reminiscent of the 90s. There's even like little hole punches for the paper, right?
Oh,
Like you
yeah.
put it in your binder. So I just love it. That's just like the best thing ever. And then he goes into the other half of the book, part two, which is about how did Uranus come to get its meaning? Where did sun sign astrology actually originate? And hot off the press, Kim Farnell just found a source that Philip was able to cite here that is not 1932 Naylor at all.
Oh, wow.
So that is exciting because it's really going to like pave the way. And then the last chapter is about Lilith. So we get like a little history of like how did Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, and Lilith come to be in the modern canon of astrological works. And yeah, it's so cool to see this actually come together and wrapped up in this nice.
Yeah. That looks like a
So
great resource, and it's like he's at least hitting two of the main pillars of astrology, right? Talking about houses and aspect theory.
I know.
So that's like you could get a really good rock solid foundation on that.
Totally. It's like this back channel little study guide of like, oh, if I want to know, if I want to have like a tiny argument, because astrologers love arguing about the meaning of the eighth house. Is it sex or not? Well, let's look at the concordance here and be able to list them all by side and be like, this entered the canon through Rudyard, for example.
Right.
So yeah, that's just it's very cool, and I'm very grateful for all of Philip's scholarship and his equally, actually it's larger than Kaylee, but his sizable astrological collection, because he's immersed in the sources all the time,
Right.
and he has this deep knowledge from years and years of being just surrounded by them almost through osmosis. Isn't that a thing? Like you can like learn through osmosis. You're just
I believe it.
marinating in it. All right, what's your thing?
All right, I've got something different here. Let me share this with you. So this is a table of Akkadian months, um, which I mean it's using this is I think from the 1920s, so it's not usually it's AKK instead of ACC.
Mhm.
But you can see, for instance, Taurus, the Akkadian month would be Kar Sidi, the propitious bull. Um, and this is basically going back to the Babylonian,
Oh,
origins.
I love the brick, the altar. Like getting a whole other, is that the boon of seed?
The Boon of Seed. Yeah, I don't,
The
I mean,
Caesar of seed,
got the fertility thing there.
right? Oh, the
Um,
errand. Oh my God, that's like a new word for Virgo. I'm never going back. It's always like, oh, hi, errand,
this is like when Ishtar has to go buy some paper
right?
at Staples.
I mean, it's very practical running errands.
Yeah, yeah.
The
What
life
about
of
the
the
very
Virgo. Errands,
cloudy?
it's like errands all the way down, right?
Uh-huh.
Emotional errands, soul errands, practical errands, impractical errands, just errands, everything.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
month of the errand, the moon of the errand. This is
yeah.
great.
Puts a new angle on your interpretations.
Totally. But then you've got Scorpio foundation. Everybody loves to hate Scorpio. It's like, don't hate the foundation.
Yeah,
It's
right.
fundamental. If we don't have that, we have nothing.
Yeah,
Come
and
on.
look at Aquarius, the curse of rain, because that's always pitched as the bounty of rain or water or sharing, collectively.
Mm.
But it's a curse. It's a flood, maybe again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The very cloudy. Poor
The very
Sag.
cloudy. Do you know that?
People think Gemini's ditzy, but there's that Sag right there, like cloudy, like la.
Yeah, I think that might have something to do. There's one of the fixed stars that's very hard to see. I think it's a cluster. And
Mm-hmm.
apparently they used to show archers, people who wanted to be archers. Can you pick this out in the night sky if your sight
Oh,
is clear enough?
that's
So,
cool. I
yeah.
love that. The Cave of the Rising Sun. I need to write an album now. That's going to be the title of my first
Yeah.
album.
Yeah. No, there's a lot.
The
There's a lot
Cave.
of good creative interpretation
Cave
here.
of the Rising Sun. That really gets into that like rooted subterranean Saturnian.
Hmm.
But it's also, it's really cool too. It's when the sunlight starts to increase, even though it's the dead of winter.
Yep.
Because in my bound work with my students in leaps and bounds, and also in the working of like making the bound report happen, it's also like the time from end of Gemini, which we're about to enter soon. Oh my God. It's the end of Gemini into early Cancer. You've got a Mars bound, a Saturn bound, and a Mars bound. And a part of the sky where like the mythology behind it is like a head severing.
Mm.
And so it's like that 2 week period leading to the summer solstice is kind of not that good. It's like, oh, summer's starting. And it's like, please no, because the light's starting to die. And so here we see them acknowledging, like, oh, it's the cave of the rising sun. Like it's coming back. Have hope.
Right.
Alto is a little Newgrangey, so that's weird to see all the way in Babylon that there's like this Newgrange moment.
Yeah. And I wonder how many of the Hellenistic or Roman astrologers ever saw a list like this, or what was transmitted to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just get the names, did they get some of the concepts and then alter them later?
I think it's time for a guided meditation to write. It's like a Mad Lib. Write your own Mesopotamian month names.
Yeah, yeah,
I would do that. I
yeah,
wouldn't use Akkadian because I can't do that, but I can do the poetry part.
yeah, yeah.
Caesar seed. Caesar. This is so cool.
It's
Errand of
interesting.
Ishtar.
Ishtar, yeah, where's Ishtar? Oh, here
That's
we
the
go.
one. It's the Virgo. That's the one I'm
Aaron.
going
Yeah,
to take
yeah,
with
yeah,
me,
yeah,
Errand.
yeah. I think it's interesting that these are all like short phrases and with verbs and stuff,
Yeah.
as opposed there's only one animal, which is, the most important sign, Taurus. But
Hmm.
like what would it be like if we had some of these, if we couldn't just say like, oh, it's the scales. Oh, it's the,
Bricks.
it's
Come on. Twins, my Tukis, I want bricks. Gemini is bricks. Bricks through a window, bricks on the foundation. That's where you get that Gemini Scorpio mix right there, you know? So what we need now is a memification of the Akkadian sign names, right? Month
Yeah.
sign names. And then people can start to it'll seep through. So anyone watching, I'm challenging you now to like respond with a meme version of this.
Yeah. Yeah. Why
Make it
not?
pretty. Give it to
Love
us.
doing that. I did, my son made a drawing of the zodiac for my birthday, and then it had like different food. He found it online, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm a pizza son, with tacos rising or whatever.
Oh
I think
yeah.
it's fun to just play with the symbols a little bit.
Well, see what you've shown here is proof that it's always been done.
That's right.
This is thousands of years old and they're still doing it.
Yep.
So your zodiac sign reconfig counts.
Yeah. Why not throw it in the pile and see? I mean, our society keeps changing, right? The archetypes
Yeah.
don't change, but the societies
Yeah.
do
I
too.
mean, Bricks is challenging my conception because for me, I had a fantasteroid named Glitter that was taking up all of Gemini, but it was never going to transit out of Gemini. Although glitter does get everywhere. But I told this to a guy who was a Gemini. It was somebody who was helping me move once. And, he's like, oh, you're into that astrology stuff? And I'm like, yeah, but I've got fantasteroids too. And, I associate Gemini with glitter. And he stops and looks at me. He's like, I love glitter. And I was like, I know, Gemini, glitter. But bricks, now I have to think about that. Like a brick of glitter bricks, bricks plus glitter. I mean, both and. I don't
Glitter.
know.
Yeah.
Decisions, right? I mean,
Yeah.
but also the concordance here of Aries and Libra being altars.
Hmm.
Hmm, so much to do.
Yeah, then the bricks are obviously made out of earth, not air, but you construct, you have to think and plan, to make a building, and then those bricks are going to be going vertically probably. So,
Tower of Babel.
yeah, yes,
Fire making fire.
yeah. What does that mean?
That's a Zen koan. Fire making fire, making fire, making fire. All the way, all the way. Aaron's fire. Hmm.
All right, well, that's what I wanted to share. Thanks
That
for,
is so cool. It's such a small nugget, but this is so rich. Like this is gonna totally make me make a bunch of art.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Why, I mean, I don't know. I think it's worth playing. I call it turning the crystal. Just keep
Right?
turning it around and seeing what the other reflections or refractions are.
I mean, now I'm gonna genuflect in front of every Capricorn I meet and be like, Cave of the Rising Sun. Cave of the Rising Sun.
Well, Libra's the only holy one also, so that's pretty cool.
We all know that, obviously. Untouchable.
Yep. Cool.
Awesome. Well, you have a fantastic day. Thank you for sharing. This is so cool.
Yeah, thanks. I'm glad you liked it. All right, have a good one, Jen.